Hey, coach, what if I told you that some of my biggest sales days, we're talking multiple one to $10,000 days, happen without sending a single email, posting on social media, or setting up dozens of sales calls? I know that sounds impossible, especially if you're a coach drowning in marketing strategies that aren't working. But here's the thing. There's one method that's been hiding in plain sight, and most coaches completely overlook it because they think it won't make them money. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn those free speaking gigs into your most profitable lead generation or instant sales machine. Hey, coach, I'm Ronnie Noize. After 20 years of coaching and speaking all over the world, I can tell you with 100% honesty that my most profitable speaking gigs weren't the ones I got paid thousands of dollars for by the host. That's probably sounds backwards, doesn't it? Here's what most coaches get wrong about speaking. They think the money comes from the speaking fee, but that's like thinking a fisherman makes money from the fishing rod instead of the fish he catches. The real money isn't getting paid to speak unless you're already a big celebrity. The real cash comes after you step off that stage, and then, like fishing in a barrel. Think about it this way. When you speak at an event, you're not just sharing ideas. You're showcased in front of a room full of people who already showed up because they're interested in what you have to say. These aren't cold prospects you're chasing on social media. These are warm leads who literally gathered in one place to hear from you or someone exactly like you about exactly what you're talking about. But here's where it gets even better. Speaking does something that no amount of online marketing can do. It builds instant credibility and authority. When you're up there sharing your expertise, you're not just another voice in the social media noise. You're the expert that the host chose to put in front of their audience. That's powerful social proof that you just can't buy. Now I get it. Most coaches hear speaking and immediately think you've got to write a book or get an agent or become some kind of celebrity before anyone will listen to them. That's the trap that keeps most coaches stuck in the marketing hamster wheel, burning through their budget on ads that don't convert and spending hours creating content that's going to get ignored because there's so much competition for eyeballs and attention on social platforms. Truth. The problem isn't that speaking doesn't work. The problem is that some coaches approach it all wrong. They focus on getting paid to speak instead of getting paid because they spoke. There's a huge difference there. And getting paid because they spoke, that's where the profit is. Because when you get paid to speak, you're paid that one time. But when you create a client from speaking, you can get paid a lot more. Let me break down exactly how this works. There are 5 ways to turn free speaking into real money and lots of clients, and I'm going to give you the exact playbook right now. First, make an offer during your presentation. This isn't about being pushy or salesy or begging for a chance to prove yourself. You've already done that. You've just delivered massive value for 30 or 40 minutes. Now give them a way to get more of that value applied to them personally, applied to their lives, their situation. Explain your offer, use visuals, create urgency with a deadline, offer a guarantee, and make it easy for them to say yes right now with a simple link they can access right from their phones while they're sitting in your audience. What you're offering is a way for them to close the loop, to make the possibility you've been describing become their reality. They will thank you for it. Second, you could offer a free consultation. Notice I didn't say sales call because that's only sort of what this is. You've just shown them the problem and the solution. Now you're offering to help them create a custom plan on how to make it, whatever it may be, how to make it happen for them. We're not talking about actually solving the problem in the consult, but helping them choose the solution, which could very possibly be working with you. Add some bonuses to make it irresistible, and again, make it simple to book with electronic access. Third, if you're not allowed to make an offer with a price tag, offer them additional materials so you can follow up. Maybe your slides or templates or worksheets, whatever it is you're sharing in your presentation. That will help them remember what you just taught them. But here's the key. They have to opt into your email list to get these valuable assets. Now you've got their contact information and permission to follow up. And you will follow up with an offer they can't refuse. Fourth, sell on the spot after you speak. Bring books or coaching package certificates or whatever makes sense. Have the host introduce these at the end of your speech with what I call the outroduction, which is basically a commercial for your services while you're setting up at your table in the back of the room. As everyone is leaving or wandering around, they stop by your table to see what you've got, and what you've got is the opportunity to connect and something for them to buy, which will help them take next steps toward the grand vision you described in your speech. Fifth, sell to the host even before you show up. Make it part of your speaking agreement that they buy a quantity of your products or services to give away as prizes or bonuses to attendees. Be sure to include a secondary offer for the attendees so that you can connect with them on an individual basis. For example, sometimes I sold custom versions of my killer elevator speech book to groups when I spoke, and included a free bookmark with a QR code to get more bonuses through my newsletter so I could capture the contact info of those who are interested in my ideas, opening the door to an ongoing relationship. It's a win for the host, too, because it's a co-branding for them. But here's the secret sauce that most speakers miss completely. Your presentation needs to follow what I call the 4 I's. Inspire, inform, incite action, but be incomplete. You give them the vision, the inspiration, the path, and you explain the results that they can get, but you don't give them everything, even though you're not holding anything back. To get the complete solution, they really need to do the work. And who better than you to help them with that? You can't possibly give someone a complete transformation in a 40-minute group presentation anyway, but you can give them enough to see that that transformation is possible and that you're the person who can help get them there. This is what separates the speakers who earn money from the speakers who just get applause. The successful coaches understand that their presentation is, in a way, an extended commercial for the results, not for their business, for the results their clients get from your process. Not a pushy sales pitch, but a demonstration and an exploration of what's possible when someone works with you. So how do you start actually doing this? You need 5 things, and none of them call for you to be famous or have written a book or even be all that special. You don't need to be young or pretty or thin or brilliant or amazing in any way. You just have to be able to communicate your vision of the transformation, the life-changing magic that your clients experience through your coaching process. First, create your signature speech, which is usually a how-to/inspirational message within the context of your coaching niche. This becomes your go-to presentation that you can deliver anywhere. As a marketing coach, I chose to talk about messaging because that's where so many people struggle. So my first big speech was how to create a killer elevator speech. So not sexy, but immensely profitable. I gave that speech to literally thousands of people, and it was how I got a ton of clients as a brand new coach. Second, write your introduction and outroduction. Make it easy for hosts to promote you and then close for you. Don't let them write it for you because you want to retain control of your messaging, of course. And you also want to make sure you're properly introduced, as is your topic, to the audience. Third, create your speaking agreement with all the copy and images hosts need, plus your terms and expectations. Again, you want to be in control of this stuff, and it makes a great impression to have it ready to go. Fourth, design your offer, the logical next step for people who want more of what you just gave them. I gave you 5 ideas earlier, but you're smart and creative, so do something amazing if you have better ideas, or better yet, post your ideas in the comments below. I'd like to see them. Fifth, set up your lead capture system so you can follow up with everyone who raises their hand and is ready to buy, because they're going to love you and want some of your sparkle on their lives. You want to be ready to welcome them into your world, and to do that, you're going to need a link. Where to find speaking gigs? Finding speaking opportunities is easier than you might think. Business groups, networking organizations, conferences, business associations, they're all looking for speakers to educate, entertain, and inspire every month. And you're doing them a favor by bringing your engaging, informative, and useful, juicy message to their hungry audiences. Yes, you can and should do some simple outreach to get these gigs. Just checking on their websites or messaging the programs chair to see if they need speakers is quick, easy, and anybody, including you, can do it. You'll have a much better chance of getting an immediate booking if you're prepared. In addition to the 5 things I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can let people know that you want to speak. You can create a speaker page on your website so they can see you're serious. You can add speaker to your social profiles and business cards. You can list yourself in speaker directories and start building your reputation by being willing to speak at a moment's notice and for free. Look, I've been doing this for over 2 decades, and I can tell you that speaking beat every other marketing strategy I've tried. It's faster than content marketing, cheaper than advertising, and more effective than cold calls. When you speak, prospects are assembled for you. Trust is built in, and sales can happen instantly. Those coaches who succeed with this strategy understand that they're not speaking to get famous, they're not speaking to get paid, they're speaking to get clients. Every presentation is an opportunity to demonstrate your expertise, build relationships, and magnetize new clients. Thanks for watching, Coach. I'm Ronnie Noize, reminding you that today is a great day to be a coach.